in Koriyama, west of those nuclear power plants, and we discovered the most telling image for us so far. Entire families lined up waiting to be scanned for radiation. These are the evacuees who were chased from their homes by disaster. And just as we met these families, we'd also learned of that second explosion. It was a terrifying sight, playing out on Japanese television yet again. Another hydrogen explosion at the same nuclear power plant in Fukushima. This time, a different nuclear reactor. The government insists here that so far the radiation levels are safe and that the containment vessel around the reactor is still intact. But there is growing concern here. Even the Pentagon has moved the USS Ronald Reagan, repositioned it away from the Fukushima plant after 3 helicopters flew through a low-level radiation plume. The military helos were flying some 60 miles from the shore when their sensitive detectors went off. On the ground, nearly 200,000 people have now been evacuated, and we discovered the line of families in the town of Koriyama waiting to be tested for radiation. Medical teams wearing white suits head to toe, using Geiger counters and handheld scanners to check everyone here, especially the most vulnerable, the children. This little girl stands as her hair is scanned as she patiently waits for the all clear. And this mother with her 2 children. They left their town behind.
Is everyone okay?
Her little girl shows me her Winnie the Pooh.
But everyone is okay?
Everyone's okay. They are okay, but the mother told us this has been like living through hell. Authorities here took us through the emergency command center.
I can see you're all watching the monitor right now of the second explosion.
Where they're not only helping families homeless from the earthquake,
tonight this room right here will be full.
But now 2 nuclear explosions, sending families fleeing for safety. That little girl clutching her Winnie the Pooh, her mother told me she doesn't know when, if they'll ever go back to their town. And what extraordinary number that while we were there in just one day alone, all of those families passing underneath that tent, there were more than 100 people who tested positive for radiation, and the authorities there on the scene told me they were all taken to local hospitals for further testing.